Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who has experienced a lot of chemistry and desire for someone, and it has pushed them to make a decision regarding where they live. This does feel to me like someone who could be, if you're long distance, moving to where you are or trying to find a way to enable you to move to them. Or this is about, you know what, we've been dating for a while, things have been going really well, and I think what I want is for us to live together. So they could be scouting for an apartment to share with you, that kind of thing. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime. I hope you're having a good day. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can also find that email address in the description box you guys, I can't talk anymore. I took one day off and I forgot everything. You can also find information on how to become a member in the description box, and you may want to check that out soon because we do have a members only live stream tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central. Hello, Dana. Hello, Stephen. Let's dive in with we'll go with the Wild Reflections Tarot and see what else we've got for you. Thank you, Steven. It's the talking part that's really rough, though. What else do we have? Yeah, 5 of Wands. Interesting. Maybe they're worried about whether or not there's somebody else that might move more directly. If I'm not honest about how I feel or what I want, are you going to think that this is just some, not really important to me relationship? There is some concern about making sure that you all know each other well enough. And with the King of Swords in the reverse, I do feel like part of the pacing is based on whether or not both of you are at a point where you're comfortable, you can trust each other. So it's like there's this acknowledgement that I know you've dealt with people in the past that were manipulative or that were dishonest. Hello, Rocky. How are you doing? 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords in the reverse. So we've had 5, 5, 5, and I've only pulled 5 cards. I would say that's statistically relevant or significant. I'm not going to let self-sabotage or any issues get in the way. I know I have in the past not, acted on something that I wanted and regretted it. So the 5 of Swords is in the reverse because they're saying, I'm not going to let it get to that point. Hey, hun, I'm going to put you in a brief timeout. Please do not spam the live chat. Hello, Kalai. How are you doing? Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Cups in the reverse, Magician in the reverse. So for some of you, there is, in your past, a choice that you had to make regarding your job, your finances, or where you live, that stability, because you had to get away from probably this King of Swords in the reverse. Now, this could be about you or your person, but I do feel like there was a controlling and unpredictable ex that caused somebody to kind of start over or motivated them to create a new community for themselves because it was a little bit overwhelming walking away from that. Hello, Capo. How you doing? Hey, Drew. Hey, Kalai. I sometimes do that at the end of the general reading. Hello, JR. I don't know what that is. I'm going to remove it because you're yelling it. Hey, it's just because I missed you guys yesterday, okay? Hello, Ricochet. How you doing? I don't know. That sounds like the beginning to a horror movie. Hello, M. How are you doing? We've got Judgment and the King of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so here's the thing. There's a division of the story. Some of you are realizing that you've let a past person who was controlling or like difficult to deal with in a relationship sense prevent you from feeling comfortable to trust a new person. And for others of you, you are trying to figure out whether or not to trust someone who is not trustworthy. But we have this King of Wands in the reverse, and I feel like this is about whether or not you go for what you want and whether or not you go for the things that, you know, are good for you. So we could have some ambivalence or some hesitation because love is scary. Two of Cups, Empress. So yes, I have the desire to be in a healthy relationship. I have the hope that there's someone out there that's going to treat me the way that I deserve to be treated. But it's hard for me to trust because I have put that trust in people before only to be betrayed or let down, cheated on, lied to. You're not alone, right? We go through these things and it can take a while to feel comfortable with investing in someone again. So with the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, there is a fear. I can fall in love. That's not a concern. I know that that's a possibility. But when it gets to that point where I have to invest or where I have to trust someone, am I capable of doing that? That's what they're trying to figure out, you or your person. I'm kind of feeling like this is more so the person I'm reading for, but yeah. I feel the love. I know that there's a possibility for happiness here, but I'm a little bit scared to make it official or take it to that next level, because what if the things that happened in the past repeat themselves? So let's get a few from the Love Oracle and get what emotions we have. Hello, nobody. Hello, Dave. How are you doing? Hey, Alex. I took piano for 5 years and played the flute in school. But I think more so I like to, I'm more of a visual artist. Confusion and apology. Uncertain, unclear, unsure, forgiveness, return, and sorry. I think this is somebody, this Empress energy, realizing I may have been a little bit at arm's length or a little bit cautious because of the things that I've been through. But now that I'm getting to know you, I feel more so that I can trust you. And I don't want to lose out on this opportunity just because somebody else in my past didn't know how to appreciate me. So getting more comfortable with the idea of that relationship or that commitment, right? Hello, baby eagle. How are you doing? Hello, Miss Princess. Hello, Larry. Hey, Vinny. I don't have a website. Wild. Drew. You better watch yourself. I'm gonna delete it. But you know better. Hello, Money. How you doing? Hola, Rafael. ¿Cómo está? I would hope not. I'm glad to hear that, Money. We've got chasing and foundation. Pursuit, toxicity, resilience, and established family and security. Sometimes when we pursue relationships with the goal of being in a secure relationship, getting married, living together, starting a family, having pets together, whatever it might be, maybe even starting a business. If you have that illusion of it, or if you feel like you finally achieved that and then someone like rips that from you, or you feel disappointed by how they approached the connection with you, it can take a while before you're ready for that again. And that's why I'm always a proponent of taking time off in between relationships. You've got to have time to recalibrate, you know, remember who you are, watch the shows that you want to watch, listen to the music you want to listen to, not have to question whether or not somebody is actually there for you. So take that time for yourself, and then you'll be ready when someone offers this. And I feel like this Empress is realizing, you know what, I have taken that time. The Empress does not need to be a woman, by the way. That's talking about the fact that this is a person who's been very compassionate and loving towards others, but hasn't really had that, like, returned, right? I offer that loving energy, but can I get that back? And now they're saying, maybe I can. Maybe this person is for real and I can actually trust them. It's just that they need a little bit extra time before they feel comfortable with that, right? Hello, Matt. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Ghoul. I hope you find some clarity soon. Hello, Egyptian Empress. Matt, you crack me up. So we have the divine masculine energy showing up. And cloudy judgment. So this loving energy represented by the divine feminine Empress does not have to be a woman again. They also have the divine masculine energy. It would be really easy to look at this as the love interest of the Empress, right? But this is one person who has been loving and caring, because you have both of these energies within you. Everybody has that feminine and masculine. It's whether or not we learn how to really understand that balance and leverage both of those that they become divine. So this is someone who's had to be in that masculine energy for longer and tried to protect themselves and been a little bit resistant towards letting that loving energy of theirs come through again. And it's at a point where they've realized, maybe I need to be a little bit less paranoid. Maybe I've been a little bit negative minded and expected negative outcomes, right? This might not be your reading then. I hope you're having a good day, Kwan. What else do we have? Shocking and lusting. One of the patterns that had been established through these kind of like disappointing or hurtful connections was expecting there to be more of an emotional connection, or expecting someone to be more considerate and loving, and realizing that maybe it was really just a connection based off of physical intimacy. So that might have also made this Empress a little bit more restrictive or selective. They were okay going without that physical intimacy because they felt like that was an indicator that someone was not really serious, or it could be something that could distract from the real emotions, right? ACA, try to be a little bit nicer, would you? Hello, NP. I don't agree with you, Joseph. I just would like you to not be spamming, okay? Hey, Desmond, we don't do politics here. Oh, well, I hope that goes well for you, Juan. It's true, Dave. I do also sometimes do some freebies. Queen of Wands. The Four of Cups in the reverse, and Temperance. So if I stop encountering people with the expectation that there's like only a finite amount of time before you disappoint or betray or lie to me, then maybe I will actually find out that there are some people out there who are reliable, who are loyal, who are considerate. And maybe I've already found one of those people. Maybe I'm actually in a relationship with somebody that I can trust. Seems like a silly thing to say, but I think that's where we're at, is somebody is realizing I've been really slow to trust. I've been really like cautious because I've had a difficult past. That's okay, forgive yourself. But I don't want to miss out on the love of a lifetime because I'm expecting things to go poorly, right? We've got King of Cups and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So maybe I've been a bit stoic. Maybe I've been holding back my emotions. Maybe I've just been kind of like waiting for something to change and become negative. But I can pull back on that and like call myself out on it, right? This person has shown me that they are trustworthy. So maybe I need to be a little bit more comfortable being vulnerable or getting to know this person and not having those suspicions of them, right? Hello, Nixie. Gotta be cautious with that, Dave. Hey, that one guy, you're welcome to come back if you want to be a little bit more open-minded. Stealing pickup lines from Pick-a-Pod. Oh, hey, Nicholas. I'm going to leave that message up, but I'm going to ask you to not be judgmental, please. You may not know who has actually done so. Hello, Carrie. So we have the Page of Wands and Strength in the reverse. Interesting, because every now and then these two cards look a little similar to me, and so when I pulled the Temperance card, I had to double check and just make sure it wasn't the Strength card. But we do have both of them, and this is because someone's realizing I can't look for that negative energy or negative intent in everybody. I have to be able to appreciate that I might actually run into somebody who knows how to love me. I'm letting things from my past chase me around and ruin the good things in my life instead of appreciating that maybe this is actually someone I can trust. Maybe this is actually somebody that won't look for a way to hurt me or will prioritize our connection, right? Hey, Tommy, how you doing? Did I say hello to Dana? I think I did. That's a good way to do it. Hello, Jacob. How's it going? So we have the Page of Cups, the High Priestess in the reverse, and the Moon. It's time for me to stop hiding how I feel. I think I can trust this person. I know it's a little bit uncomfortable for me because I've been really used to hiding how I feel or staying a little bit distant from people because of the hurt that I've gone through. But I want to put myself out there a little bit. I feel like this is someone who has to kind of talk themselves up or like into it. Like, I'm ready. I can just tell them that I fall in love or that I really think they're special. It's difficult for this person to admit these feelings because of all of the stress that they've dealt with in the past, but they do it, which is the important part, right? You don't want to let people from your past who mistreated you also be able to impact your future. When you let go of that or when you forgive them, you're able to focus more fully on the abundance that's in front of you instead of letting that person from the past ruin it. I'm glad. Did I say hello to Michael? This is the Energy Oracle. You guys, I've been having trouble today. I take a day off and I'm like, bruh, I don't know how to talk. We have the Sun, and this is talking about happiness. Sometimes we got to remember that life is not a Twilight movie. It's possible to have sunny days. You might even sparkle in the meadow. The sun is followed by a man holding a coin. You or your person, this could be both of your energy. I'm ready for something that is loving and caring, a stable relationship, a place where I know I can go and feel loved and understood, right? Thank you for let me see if I can say this correctly. Thank you for on me. Did I say it right? I hope I did. Hello, Ayak. How are you doing? Hello, Lauren. What's up? Hello, Julie. All right. We've got indecision and financial constraints. So there could be concern over, do I have the ability to like enter into this relationship, maybe even move in, because we did have that sold or moving card, right? Do I have the ability to get into this relationship and be a little bit more serious about it without worrying about if things get rough, can I go off on my own? Can I get my own place? Can I leave if I need to? And I think there's been an effort made by whoever this is to not assume that things are going to end. Maybe this will really work out and I'll just live with them forever, right? Hey, Ashley. Hello, Vaishali. How you doing? Hello, Ashish. I'm doing well, Shabam. Or Shabnam. How are you doing? Hello, Ronald. Hey, Top Shelf. You're not live. But if you don't like it, you don't have to stay. So there's this door to value that I think helps whoever feels like they need just a little bit more financial independence before they can make this move. And it to them may even come across as like confirmation from the universe. Okay, I guess I really should be investing in this relationship, right? Top Shelf, be nice or I'll block you. You might be surprised at how your life improves when you approach people respectfully and kindly. Hey, Mary, how you doing? Hello, Lemonade. How are you? Wow, that's crazy, Tim. All right, Top Shelf. I wish you a really great week. Hello, Liza. How are you? This is the Gilded Reverie. It's an extended Lenormand. We've got the mask, number 40, and the ring. So I needed to get to a point where I felt comfortable trusting you because I had dealt with somebody that was wearing a mask. You know, if you've ever seen Gone Girl, that might like get you to a point where you're like, I need to really know someone before I get involved with them. I really need to know someone before I get engaged, before I move in with them. And that's not a bad idea. Some people move way too fast with those major decisions and then they end up feeling stuck. But you also want to make sure that you're not assuming the worst of someone who has shown you that they are trustworthy, right? Hello, Dib. I may do questions at the end. No. Hey, James. How are you doing? Hello, Sports Roundup. No sports in here, sadly, but some pretty funny people in the live chat. We've got the stork and the labyrinth, the maze. There's good news. It just requires a little bit of patience, right? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Stephen. I'll pull a few cards for you. And thank you, Sue. We've got, why am I having problems in working life and finding a job? I hope that is addressed for you shortly, and I will pull some cards for you on that. My problems in working life. Right job. And thank you for the donation. Hey, Galaxy King, what's up? We do need some law and order, don't we? So we've got the child card, which is number 13. This can talk about innocence. And I do feel like in this instance, it's referring to, you know, I maybe was expecting you to drop the facade and then turn out to be not such a nice person. But at the end of the day, I've realized that maybe I'll be waiting a long time for that. Maybe you actually do have good intentions. Maybe I should just go ahead and get excited about the fact that I found someone like you and that you want to move forward and be serious, because the reality is I can trust you. You haven't shown me any reason why I can't, and I've been looking for it, right? It's one thing when you're wearing rose-colored glasses and you're just like, oh, everything's great because I don't want to accept that there's anything wrong, right? But it's another one when you're literally out here being super selective, waiting to see what this person has to offer and realizing that maybe they really are a good person. Oh, Mark, thank you. I appreciate that so much. I hope you're having a good day. So we've got slow down. Rushing will ruin this connection, you guys. I promise. I'm going to figure out how to talk again by tomorrow, okay? Hello, Carla. How are you doing? So this is what they've been doing, right? They felt like if I don't rush into anything, then I won't get stuck. And I'm not going to fault that logic. But they also had to kind of like, at some point, or you, have to acknowledge, maybe I should stop watching them like a hawk. Maybe they're not going to cause any drama in my life. Maybe they're actually a good person. Which would be pretty amazing, right? Oh, I hope you're doing well, Jeff. Thank you. Hello, Arctic. You can call me Carmen. Hello, is it VC? I do offer personal readings, like long form ones, and you can email me about that, wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. Otherwise, I do offer quick personal questions at the end of the general reading, which will probably be in the next couple of minutes. And I prioritize those that come from folks that have donated or tipped. But I do like to include some freebies as well. Hey, Every Adventure, how you doing? Hello, Shelly Ann. Hello, Green Cat. Hello, CJ. Lady Never Tells. We've got different pages: incompatible desires or perspectives, manipulation, decisions being influenced or exploited by others or by outsiders. So there could have been a person who was overly protective of our Empress. Remember, that does not need to be a woman. That's somebody who has that loving energy, and they're being very protective of it because they went through a really difficult relationship. But there's someone who could have kind of convinced you that you have to be a bit of a hermit when you don't. You just have to be discerning. It's one thing to expect everyone to be a bad person, and it's another to use your intuition and your discernment to figure out who you can trust, right? One way actually enables you to have a good relationship or a healthy relationship. All right, I'm going to pull just a few more cards, and then I'll start with the personal questions. Thank you, Dana. I got you. All right, so we'll go with the untold messages of the heart. That's okay. I do them all the time, though. Hello, Chris. Hello, Julie. That's also true. We have, I love you. I'm distracted right now, and I know I've acted childishly. I don't know how to approach you. So acknowledging that there are emotions, acknowledging that this could be a very serious and happy relationship, but also we have influences at the top of this card. I know that I have to respect my intuition and trust it and not let other people talk me into assuming that you're not trustworthy, right? Thank you, Michelle. Love reading. I got you. So when I start the personal questions, I've got Stephen, then Sue, then Dana, and then Michelle. So whoever I'm reading for, there's a decision to be more mature and more acknowledging of, you know, someone actually being a good person. I'm not going to assume the worst of everyone anymore. Hello, Cut Girl. How are you? Hello, Sharmoy. We have, this isn't about you. I'm working through a personal issue and fear. I want this so badly, but I'm afraid of getting hurt, so I self-sabotage. But we have, whoever you are, I'm proud of you because you're acknowledging this has been self-sabotaging behavior. I don't want to miss out on love just because I've been hurt. Everybody's been hurt. It's about how quickly you can get yourself back to where you need to be, remember who you are, and find that happiness with someone who also wants that, right? So I'm proud of you. All right, I'm going to move on to those personal questions. Let's go with the Jack-o'-lantern tarot because it's spooky season. Hello, Ankar. How are you doing? All right, what message do we have for Stephen, please? Page of Pentacles in the reverse, the High Priestess in the reverse, Six of Cups, Five of Wands in the reverse, and Justice. I love that it's ending on justice. There's something that's being made fair, and I do feel like it has to do with finances or money, maybe even money that would help you with a new start. There's, with the High Priestess in the reverse, next to the Six of Cups, somebody who has maybe given you bad advice or been very secretive, a little bit difficult to deal with, and it's made you have to basically like rethink this connection. This could be a friend, this could be a family member, this could be an ex, but I do feel like there is this focus placed on what do I think? What do I want? And that's the right way to go. I feel like when you let go of somebody else's influence, you're able to make the decision that you really need to be able to make. And it puts you where you need to be. So good luck with that, Stephen. All right, let's see what we've got for Sue. We've got, why are there problems in the work life or being able to find the right job? So what is blocking that? Tower, 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, 5 of Cups in the reverse. So this feels to me like there is more opportunities in a place that you're not looking. So let's say you've got a 25-mile radius when you're looking for jobs. This is saying you need like 35. You might be looking for one specific job title when there's 2 others that would also be a good choice for you. With the 10 of Cups being in the reverse, this is saying you need to go somewhere where you're a little bit less comfortable. Again, it might require a little bit longer of a drive, or it might be something where you need to learn a little bit more on the job than just like a complete, like, I've already done this, so, you know, I'm a pro. It's going to have a bit of illusion for you, or there's going to be a little bit of nervousness because it is getting you out of your comfort zone, but it's something that helps you to build that independence and that financial wealth that right now seems to be blocked for you with the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. So with the 5 of Cups being in the reverse, this is like you're ready to go somewhere else. You're not stuck where you are. It's just that mentally you need to like adjust the casting of the net and make it a little bit of a wider cast, right? Y'all behaving over there? That seems questionable. All right, so I'm sending you very positive and abundant energy, Sue. If anybody else wants to send some well wishes towards Sue and finding a good job, I would very much so appreciate you doing that. Let's move on to Dana and see what message comes out for Dana. Dana, we have the 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like there's someone that you know who is possibly family, or it could be someone who has a reputation for being pretty well off or very stable. They do seem to be a successful individual, maybe even a little bit, just like a touch of bragging. But with the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse, there's some instability here, and I don't think that they want anybody to know about it. This could be somebody that you're related to. This could be somebody that you work with, but they have this issue. Is this something that Dana can help with? Like, I don't know why they're making this your issue. Okay, so this is somebody who I feel, because they're not being honest about what's going on in their life, there's something here where they're not going to deliver on what they've told you they'll do. Let's say this is a close friend or like a family member of yours, and you helped them move like 6 months ago, and they offered to help you move as like, you know, it's only fair you help me. They're going to cancel on you. It's something like that. It's somebody that they're not letting you know that there's a lot going on for them until like the last moment, and it gets a little bit inconvenient, right? Yo, that is not cool. Oh, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Hello, Erkan. How are you doing? All right, I'm going to grab a different tarot deck. Dana, good luck with that. We're going to move on to Michelle. This is the Egyptian tarot. Oh, you're so welcome. How's the food, Lemonade? Hello, Grant. How are you doing? All right, what do we have for Michelle with regards to love life, please? What do we have for Michelle with regards to love life, please? 6 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, World, and the reverse. So I'm hearing the word penultimate. It's not a very popular word. In fact, I don't think I really knew what that word was until I first learned it in Spanish when I was trying to learn how to speak Spanish. But it means the one before the last. So this feels to me like a little heads up that there's going to be a flirtation, or maybe even like a situationship, or I thought we were going to get into a relationship, and then things don't go well. But this is like wanting to let you know, even though there might be this upcoming individual that you connect with initially and then things kind of get off track, keep the faith, because after that person, you learn something, right? There's something that you adjust in your like approach to dating, and then you find this amazing relationship. So this is like, just wait for it. You're gonna get out of this tricky area. There's just like one little heartbreak first. I don't feel like it's a major heartbreak. I feel like it's just something that helps you correct. Like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I want to make sure that this person has this in common with me, or maybe I want to make sure they like to go to the gym, or maybe I want to make sure they don't eat gluten. Whatever it is, it's like, I know that I need to be a little bit more precise, and then that gets you to that really happy relationship. Thanks, Maurice. This is definitely not a new shirt. I think I even spilled something on it. I think it was sweet tea. Queen of Swords in the reverse is also saying, by the way, Michelle, that you want to be if you know that this is not the right person for you, this next person you're involved with, or it even could be somebody you're dealing with now, you got to make sure that you put up those boundaries. Don't get into any kind of shouting matches or, I can't believe that you could be so lame or anything like that. Live and let live, keep it moving. And I feel like when you cut how much time you spend dealing with this person, it's like then you get to have more time with the person who does want to treat you well. Let me ask, is this person that she spends, will this be a new person after the Three of Swords? No. This is someone you already know, but someone who is finding a way to better, like, understand who they are. There's an emphasis on emotions that previously was lost on them. So you've got somebody who's coming back. Hey, Amy, I hope your day gets better. Oh, that's awesome, Michelle. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. We're all rooting for you. Shelly Ann, that is a great question. I'm going to tell you what my personal recommendation is. Obviously, did not get paid for this. This is the Beginner's Tarot. It looks like this on the back. The reason I love this, if you look at the card, you can see there's a ton of information on here for you, including if it's in the reverse, what does that card mean? And it also tells you, like, Eight of Wands is associated with Sagittarius. So that would be my personal recommendation if you are learning tarot. The other thing I would say is I very much so recommend you learning how to read tarot by doing tarot for others and not reading on your own life. Because guess what you do when you read tarot for yourself? All right, let's do an example of it. Oh, I pulled the King of Wands. That must mean that somebody really attractive and amazing and bold and creative is coming my way. When the King of Wands could mean a lot of other things, right? If I want to see it that way, that's what I'm going to read. But if I look at it, oh, sorry, did I not say what it was? It's literally called the Beginner's Tarot. I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon. But yeah, it's called the Beginner's Tarot. But if you pull the King of Wands and you want it to be about something, then you see it that way. If you're reading for someone else, I think it helps you to really develop your intuition as a reading skill instead of trying to, find the answers that you want. All right. I'll do one more question. What's normal? That's funny. I'm like polar bear toenails. Grant, you get the reward or the award for being the weirdest. Sorry guys, I'm scrolling through the comments to see. I don't know. Do I have another? Okay, I'm going to take Shamika's question. Is there any magic being worked on the woman that you're in love with? Is there any black magic being used on the woman that Shamika is in love with? Yes. Five of Pentacles and the Empress. This is someone who doesn't want your person to be in love or to feel love. Is this is this somebody in their family? This is someone in their family who has done magic on your person. There could be jealousy. There could be, the number 7 is important. So 7 could be important as far as identifying who this person is, because we have 7 of Wands in the reverse, 7 of Swords. This person who has sent negative energy towards your person is jealous and does not want your person to have anything that they cannot have. Sorry, Key. Are you offended? Oh, I'm totally down for being the weirdest. I don't care. So with the Ten of Swords in the reverse, I do see there being a recovery or no longer being affected by that energy, but it does require some sort of cleansing, like sage bath, going into contact with somebody, that kind of thing. All right, nobody. I appreciate how you defend me, so I would like to know if you would like me to pull some cards for you. Let's get weird. Oh, wow. Using 2 accounts. You're so welcome, Shamika. I wish you good luck and protection. Ooh. Shamika, one little piece of advice additionally. I do feel like this black magic has something to do with visiting a particular location. So like going to somebody's home, maybe not a good idea. All right, nobody, are you saying you got no questions? You went quiet on me. Hello, Leslie, how are you doing? You do? All right, let's see what we get for nobody. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, Ace of Swords in the reverse, King of Swords, the World in the reverse. There's someone here who has been lying to you, and I do feel like this is about how invested they are in something. So this could be someone who doesn't want to be honest with you about the decisions or the behavior that they've been getting into. They want to minimize the risk, or, you know, I don't have a problem with that, or that shouldn't be something that offends you. They're lying here to make it seem like it's not a big issue. But with the Three of Swords, I feel like there's 3 instances here. So I don't do that, or I don't do that very often, but I do it 3 times in a short span. So this is, I think, something that you're going to find out soon. This is, ongoing. So trust your gut. I do feel like your intuition is cluing you into this because you're coming through as the Emperor. So I feel like this means you've got a good read on this person or the situation. Like, look at the eye up here. You're like, I see you. I know what you're doing. Hello, Claude. Hello, Tarot by Nature. How are you doing? It was, thank you. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for being amazing and supportive in the live chat for each other. I really do appreciate that. And I hope to see you on the next reading. Toodles.